Good morning, Coleman. Thank you for joining us on Coleman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Monday, November 3rd. Coming up on Coleman Today, the Cullman City Council bids farewell to outgoing members. At the library, money raised, grants in the works, and upgrades on the way. And Wreaths Across America Day set for December 13th in Cullman. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman City Council met Thursday, October 30th, for its final session before new members take office today. Leaders recognized outgoing members for years of service and reflected on the council's work this term. Council President Jenny Folsom and Councilman Clint Hollingsworth thanked residents for their support. Council President Pro Tem Johnny Cook was away on a mission trip and was formally recognized at the October 13th meeting. Councilman Brad Smith promoted lake cleanup days November 4th at Lake Katoma and November 5th at Duck River and urged strong participation. Councilman David Moss reported the city's wastewater project is moving forward despite rain delays. The first tank is nearing completion and should help reduce odors in the affected areas. The council approved special events, Warehouse District Christmas Open House, November 8th, Cullman Chris Kendall Market, November 20th through December 23rd, and the Chris Kendall Market Parade and Tree Lighting, November 21st. City Attorney Roy W. Williams Jr. was honored for 25 years of service. Cullman City School Superintendent Kyle Koloff reported solid academics and construction progress with a middle school open house in January. The new council will be seated this evening at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Mayor Woody Jacobs and council members Kim Hall, David Moss, Jason Willoughby, Paul Schaefer, and Chuck Scheichel will be sworn in. The Cullman County Public Library Board met on Thursday, October 30th, to discuss a busy month of outreach, events, and upcoming projects. Members reported a significant amount of outreach throughout October, including the Picnic with a Purpose event, which raised about $1,000, the Storybook 5K, which raised around $6,000 with 122 participants, as well as local literacy nights, field trips, and festivals. The board also discussed ongoing collaboration between the main library branch and local branches, noting progress in staff communication and the implementation of shared training sessions. Cullman County Public Library System Director Amber Thornton's report included updates on a grant application for a laptop cart, plans to construct an awning for the bookmobile, and continued fundraising efforts for a restroom renovation project, which will enhance accessibility and bring facilities up to ADA code. The board approved officer appointments for fiscal year 2026, reviewed budget adjustments that reflect higher insurance and utility costs, as well as increased funding for staff training and professional development. The meeting concluded with appreciation and expression of ongoing support from city and county leaders, as well as optimism for continued growth and partnerships in the near future. The board will meet next on Thursday, December 11th at 11 a.m. at the main branch of the library system, 200 Clark Street Northeast in Cullman. Last week, Mayor Woody Jacobs proclaimed Saturday, December 13th, Wreaths Across America Day in Cullman, aligning with communities nationwide to honor fallen service members and all who have served. The proclamation supports the mission to remember, honor, and teach. Each December, volunteers place evergreen wreaths on veterans' graves at Arlington National Cemetery and more than 4,000 participating locations, including sites in Cullman County. Members of the local Daughters of the American Revolution accepted the proclamation at City Hall. Local volunteers, families, and organizations will take part in wreath-laying ceremonies at area cemeteries, offering a moment of reflection and a hands-on lesson in service and patriotism for young people. Wreaths Across America began in 1992 when Maine wreath maker Morrill Wooster donated surplus wreaths to Arlington. The effort has grown into a national tribute that invites communities to sponsor wreaths and show support for veterans and their families. For details or to sponsor a wreath for a local veteran's grave, visit wreathsacrossamerica.org. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, regular season wraps, playoffs ahead for several local teams. Sports is next. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the regular season wrap-up for Cullman County High School football. Fairview stayed unbeaten with a 14-7 comeback over Good Hope in a physical county rivalry at Dafford Smith Stadium. The Aggies pulled even in the third and cashed in the go-ahead score in the final 2 minutes to lock up a perfect regular season. West Point fell 24-17 to Brewer with a fourth-quarter kickoff return proving decisive. Hanceville closed on the road at Oak Grove 70-15. Quarterback Hunter Black connected with Drake Bentley for 2 touchdown passes. Meek handled Carbon Hill 34-6, jumping out 22-0 by halftime and cruising from there. Holly Pond finished with a 58-40 win over Cleveland, riding a fast start and enough offense late to hold off the Panthers' second-half push. The Broncos end the year 5-5, their first .500 or better mark since 2018. And that's the regular season wrap-up across the county. Playoffs kick off this week. Fairview hosts Arab. Good Hope welcomes Cherokee County, and West Point travels to Scottsboro. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, Wallace State Future Foundation sets a record $416,000 for student scholarships, and Cullman High Theater tops District Trumbauer and advances to state. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Dripping Springs chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution recognized several groups in Cullman on National First Responders Day, which was October 28. Snack baskets were presented to the Cullman Police Department, Cullman Fire Rescue, Cullman County Sheriff's Office, and Cullman County Dispatchers in honor of their care and protection of our community by DAR members Alethea Gibbs, Anita Winslow, and Chapter Regent Kathy Shalal. Said the DAR, National First Responders Day is a day set aside to honor the courage, sacrifice, and service of our nation's firefighters, law enforcement officers, dispatchers, paramedics, and emergency medical personnel. They are the first on the scene in emergencies. They run toward danger, not away from it. They are the backbone of public safety. Wallace State Cares is closing gaps for students with Lion's Kitchen, the student food pantry. Launched in 2018 and folded into Wallace State Cares in 2022, the pantry added regular hours, dedicated staff, and tracking software. Demand has grown consistently each year, going from 50 visitors in all of 2018 to 235 in the first 8 weeks of this semester. An Auburn University Hunger Solutions Institute grant expanded support, enabling pantry staff to fill snack baskets in the freshman seminar class, to-go boxes in the library, and weekend meal kits for dorm residents. A United Way partner, Lions Kitchen also teams with Cullman Caring for Kids' monthly mobile pantry and relies on civic organizations, local churches, student-led food drives, and employee payroll gifts. Located in the Gudger Student Center, the pantry accepts monetary and food donations. Most needed are canned pasta, tuna pouches, ramen, spaghetti and sauce, soups, granola bars, and snack crackers. Cullman High School Theater is celebrating a big night at the District Trumbauer Festival. The Bearcats brought home Best in Show and Best Costume Design for their one act and earned a berth in state in December. Individual honors topped off the hall. Caden Fales won Best Actor and Noah Casey took Best Supporting Actor. All-star cast nods went to Isaac Heinze, Lily Abbott, and Mary Atchison. Beyond the trophies, a strong slate of individual events earned superior ratings, with many advancing to the state festival as well. It was a full team effort from performers, crew, and designers, and the program now turns its focus to state with momentum and community support. Congratulations to Cullman Theater. Go Bearcat! Wallace State Community College's Future Foundation raised a record $416,161 at its Student Investment Luncheon, underscoring strong community backing for scholarships. More than 600 attendees joined college leaders, including President Dr. Vicki Karlowitz, to spotlight student success and expand access across academic, technical, and dual enrollment programs. The luncheon honored the lasting contributions of Betty Leith Haynes, Richard Stewart, and Rick Schultz. Foundation leaders also announced 2 new endowed scholarships: the Deborah Pepper Hoover Endowed Scholarship supporting future nurses focused on compassionate care, and the Coach Randy Putman Endowed Scholarship recognizing the longtime coach's impact beyond athletics. Event proceeds go directly to student aid, helping learners overcome financial barriers to persist and complete their programs. The record total reflects continued momentum for Wallace State's mission and the community's commitment to investing in local students. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week. Kyle Bino Absher, 86, of Hanceville, passed away Thursday, October 30th. Funeral service will be held today at 11 a.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. Visitation will be prior to the service from 10 to 11 a.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home. Lynn Gibson Bates, 68, of Falkville, passed away Thursday, October 30th. Visitation will be held Tuesday, November 4th from noon until a celebration of life service beginning at 2 p.m. at Moss Service Funeral Home. Burial will follow in Cullman City Cemetery. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today, clouds give way to sunshine, high near 61. Tonight, clear and crisp. A little late night fog and a hint of frost toward daybreak, low around 36. Tomorrow, sunny and warmer. Early fog and frost fades fast, high near 69. Tomorrow night, quiet, starry, and cool, low around 42. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. But until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.